It's Ike and
Christine, hi.
And this is episode number 33. Been gone for a while. As usual, this summer's been kind of a weird drag.
Yep.
Busy doing stuff, but this episode we're going to talk a little bit about a trip we went on. But first things first, shout outs go to Larry Lawson and Chris Hoff and some of our friends that check in on us, Ted and Todd Hart. There's a list of people, but Ted and Todd Hart, I haven't heard from those guys in a while. I wonder if they're still watching, you think?
Maybe, hopefully.
They only watch when we drink IPAs, I think. So for today's beer challenge, look what we have. Watersteiner. It's a German beer. It's a German Pilsner, and we may have tried this one before, because it looks familiar.
Have we?
Maybe. Once again, not too sure where this came from. Obviously from Germany, but
Originally.
who brought this to us? Nobody knows.
We have so much beer at this point, we're kind of a mini brewery.
Sometimes it's the beer fairy. I wake up in the morning and there's just like a new 6-pack of beer sitting on the porch, and I'm like,
Whoa!
beer fairy was here. Yeah, I'll open yours since they're kind of difficult to open.
Careful. Thank you.
Let's give it a try. Prost.
Gross.
Very good.
Not bad.
I'll give it a 9.
I'll give it an 8. It's really not bad though.
Yeah, it's a good Pilsner.
8.5 actually.
What? There's points now?
Yeah, why not?
Very good. Okay, we're back. Slight equipment malfunction. That seems to never get old for some people.
That's pretty funny.
Make sure you stick around to the very end of this video. You might see something I'd rather not share. But speaking of that, please share our videos. Don't just watch them. If you're a person that watches them, put them on your Facebook, share them. Let's get our subscriber count up. I think we're 363 or something like that. Get a new one like once a week. Let's make it grow a little faster. That'd be cool. So we did our shout outs before our little incident. Other than that though, here we go. So we did a little trip up to northern New Mexico, not intending on doing any kind of IDK Paranormal productions or anything like that. Staying in an RV campground.
It was supposed to just be a vacation, right?
Right. And it's beautiful up there, you know, it's the Rocky Mountains. And just so happens the place we're staying at in RV, directly across the road, I find a graveyard.
Yep, go figure.
And this graveyard is pretty strange, freaky. And we have this attached to it. As soon as we're done chip-chapping here, we'll show you what we've done. But just to give you a little preface of what we're doing here, this graveyard, it's kind of like in a canyon on a real steep hillside. I think the earliest grave we found was like 1827. A lot of them are like from the 60s, 50s, early 70s. We did do some recordings for EVPs and tried using our dowsing rods. Thanks, Doodlebug. Dowsing rods work great, especially in this situation, because about half a mile away from us is a campground, and there was a bunch of rowdy people down there making noise. So the EVPs weren't really panning out because there was so much interference noise from down below. And the dowsing rods, it just didn't seem very active there, even though you could feel something in the air. In fact, on the way up there, we're on a motorcycle. She's riding in the back, and she's got about 50 pounds of camera gear on her back. We're going up a really steep grade, probably 20, 30 degree grade.
Yep.
And what did you see when we almost wrecked?
Yeah, when we were going up, out of the right side, I saw a lady. She had like a really pale face with long black hair, and the black hair was down to her waist. That's all I could really see before she disappeared behind a tree.
What color? A dress?
It was a vibrant red dress, like a cherry red. It's a red you could not miss.
She freaked out. I'm going up this hill really slow, putting in first gear because it's just a little dirt trail. And just barely trying to stay just upright on 2 wheels. When she grabs the heck out of me, she goes, "There's a lady over there."
Yeah.
And I slam on the brake and look, and it was too late because before I could slam on the brake, I ran into the little bar ditch that was there.
And there was a tree to the left of it, yes.
Yeah, we almost fell off the bike.
Yes.
That happens sometimes.
It scared me because it's a lady on the side of the hill staring at me.
But once we got stopped, parked the bike, looked around, Nada. And so I took a bunch of video, and I just want to tell you that we don't disrespect cemeteries.
No.
We don't make fun of them. We don't, vandalize them. Obviously not.
We tried to be as respectful as we can possibly be.
We don't taunt or any of that stuff. We're very respectful in cemeteries. And just interesting to see those, because there was a lot of graves out there that were completely unmarked. You could see earth, it was overturned many, many, many years ago, and no marker or anything. And some of the graves that were there had just a big rock, like a boulder as a headstone.
Those ones were cool.
A tree growing out of the grave, so that's been there for a long time. But yeah, we're not disrespectful. But I did take a bunch of pictures and included them onto this video. But while I was editing, we probably had 45 minutes of video footage up there. There's one point where I picked up a Class A EVP. And if you listen carefully, you can hear the ambient noise. Maybe from the campers, you can tell it's something really far away. But there's at one point where there's two graves side by side, I think 1974. And you can tell they weren't buried very deep.
Yep.
Because there's rocks basically just mounding them. And I walked over to somebody later on, probably within recent time, had put up a fairly new headstone at the end.
It was a really nice headstone.
And as I'm looking at the headstone walking back, we pick up a Class A EVP. And I did not get a close enough video of the headstone to see what the names on the headstone were. But this EVP says a name, which is pretty interesting. And I've attached it and I play it in regular speed and in slow speed. Also, we come across, and this is creepy, bones.
Yep.
There was one grave, looked very old, and there's a bone laying on top of that grave.
That's the same one where we got the Class A EVP, if I'm not mistaken.
EVP. Yeah, there's a bone. I'm not really sure. Looks like a radial bone or something. It could be an animal bone, but it's pretty creepy to see a bone laying on top of a grave. And it wouldn't be all that unusual, because these people weren't very, very deep, because it's incredibly rocky up there, hence the Rocky Mountain. And there's actually another place where we found a really short bone that was just laying out in the open.
And didn't you find a vertebrae at one point?
There's a vertebrae laying there. I think I took a picture of it. I'll attach it. I'll attach a couple of pictures I took with my cell phone to the end of this video also. So all in all, it was a successful, really creepy experience. I didn't have a whole lot of hopes until I came across that EVP when I was editing. And that EVP just jumps at you.
Yeah, it's very, very hard to miss.
It is probably the second best EVP I've ever caught, and I did not expect that. And the rest of the video didn't have anything. So all in all, it was a fun little adventure up there. So hope you enjoyed the video, and please like, subscribe. And do you have anything to say?
Nope.
Nothing as usual?
Nope, never do.
All right then, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Pretty weird looking old cemetery. We're gonna have a look around and see what's going on here. Got the phone going with the recorder. Let's see what we got. Come on.
Here, let me move your way. Your way. Here, let me move 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 your way.
cross these rods if there's a spirit that can hear us. Make these two sticks cross each other if you can hear us.
Is there anyone out there that can hear me? If you can hear me, cross these rods.
So here we are in the middle of nowhere. And about a half a mile directly behind Christine, the camera person, is a campground. That's all the noise you're hearing. It's packed full of off-road vehicles, and they're just raising all kinds of hell down there. But oddly enough, right up on this mountainside, it's a really steep hillside, are all these random graves. We found some without markers. Pretty old graveyard, so we thought we'd check it out. By the way, we are way up northern New Mexico, Colorado border. Anything to say, Christine?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't know how long I've been shooting butt crack.
Not again.
That's just what I needed to cheer up.
That's some bullshit.
Oh my god. Dad, did you put on a little bit of weight? Just do it from there.
I don't even know if I can get out of this.